This next practice that we're going to be exploring together is the practice of Tonglen. Tonglen essentially means giving and taking. And in this particular practice, we're sort of operating from the same intention that Elizabeth spoke about this morning. And that's the intention of turning towards suffering rather than away from it. In the Tonglen practice, we do this in a sort of unique way. In this particular version of Tonglen, I'm going to be inviting us to bring to mind a difficult or challenging circumstance and to really bear witness and lean in to this challenging circumstance, bringing it to mind in a very visceral way. And then once we do that, we use this suffering as a bridge to all the others that are suffering in the same way. So in this context, we begin to recognize that there is this universal experience of human suffering. But we don't stop there, right? If our heart just broke, it wouldn't be of much use. If we all just find and realize that we're all sort of connected and stuck in the same web of suffering, that's really not of that great of use to us. But rather than our heart simply breaking, our heart breaks open and it begins to express a deep compassion and care for everyone, for all beings. And that includes even the earth itself. And of course, us. We're included in that expression of deep compassion and alleviation of suffering. So we take in the suffering and then we transform it and breathe it out. Breathe it out as a deep sense of calm, freedom, and peace. Now, this particular practice is, it's a bit involved in terms of the instruction. So I would just invite us all to really be easy with ourselves as we do the practice, not overly concern ourselves if we're doing it right, if we got every single aspect of and every step just right. Rather, just trust that whatever it is that's unfolding for us is what needs to unfold in this particular moment. Okay, so let's find ourselves a comfortable posture. And I want us just to begin by just taking in a nice deep abdominal breath, so breathing nice and deep, allowing the abdomen to fully expand. And then breathing out with a slow, steady exhaling of the breath. Releasing any tension or tightness present in the body or within our being itself. And once again, deep breath in. And slow, steady exhale. And one more time, deep breath in. And slow, steady exhale. And now just bring to mind a challenging or difficult circumstance. It could be one that you're currently challenged by, that's raw or fresh in your experience. Or it can be one that you recall. And bringing this to mind in a way as if it were present for you now. Calling a specific situation, the circumstances, individuals, place, associated images, sounds, even smells, and thoughts and emotions. Just pausing to experience them. And bearing witness to their presence here, right now. And as we're bearing witness, noticing the nature of this feeling that you're experiencing. How is it your body feels? How does your mind feel? Is there a cognitive story that goes along with this experience? And how does this feeling or emotion express itself in your body and mind? Is there a heaviness, a lightness? Does it have a particular location? Just noticing the quality of your immediate experience. And if there's a tendency to want to label this feeling, fear, worry, frustration, anger, sadness, the label arises, just simply witness that as well as the feeling. Give yourself permission to relax around the feeling. This means to let go of resistance to the feeling or emotion. Taking a few slow, deep breaths. Breathing right into the feeling or emotion as it manifests itself in your body. Making no effort to push the feeling away. Instead, just allow the resistance, the emotion to dissolve. Letting go of the urge to escape or rid yourself of this suffering. Cradling the feeling in relaxation. Just accept that this is how you feel. Accepting means to be intimate with your state of emotion in a non-judgmental way. It might help to say something to yourself like, this is how I feel, and it's okay. You can repeat these words slowly several times as you simply sit with this feeling. Turn your attention to the feeling itself, to the immediacy of the experience. Letting go of any story leading to the experience. Letting go also of any impulse to judge the experience or self. And as you continue to be intimately present with this suffering, consider that you are not alone. Right now, this very moment, there are others in the world experiencing this very same feeling, this very pain. Allow the awareness to dawn that, so this is how so many others feel. Communing with many other beings experiencing the same suffering. Deeply feeling and bearing witness to your suffering as the suffering of these many others. Allowing the recognition to deepen in you that this very feeling is how so many others feel right now, all over the world. Allowing ourselves to deeply feel rather than simply thinking about this. Imagining these sufferings in specific places, in people, the world over. Including in your contemplation both humans and animals. For I had this suffering, I could not possibly have really understood the suffering of these many others. I did not know what they were going through. But now, through the door of my own suffering, I sense intimately what they are feeling. At this very moment, there are many others who are experiencing a very similar set of circumstances to those that you are facing. Circumstances may not be exactly the same as your own, but very, very similar to yours. For I experienced these circumstances, I did not really know what that might be like. Now that I'm facing these, I sense it much more intimately. The circumstances that others are facing, experiencing, struggling with. As we continue to commune with the suffering of others, feelings of compassion may spontaneously arise. Along with them, a wish to do something about all this suffering. So as those feelings arise, just rest there, allowing the feeling to embrace both others and yourself in one sphere. Have compassion for others is having compassion for yourself. And you're both going through the same thing. Resting with the compassion that embraces yourself and all beings as one family. And as a wish to do something arises, make the deep prayer. May all these beings going through this particular suffering experience peace. May they all be free of suffering. And after making this prayer, turn your awareness to your heart center. Visualizing an infinite, open, luminous blue sky. As you breathe in, imagine that you inhale the pain and difficulty of the others and yourself. He's dissolving completely in the infinite, open expanse at your heart center. As you breathe out, imagine you exhale the expansive luminosity at your heart. This expansive luminosity going out on your out breath, permeating the bodies and minds of all the so-called others, as well as your own body and mind. Just continuing this process of receiving the difficulty into this luminous sky-like nature at your heart, dissolving it and sending out light as you breathe out. Just continuing to breathe in the difficulties and breathing out expansive light, peace. And now just gently letting go the mind that holds the notion of many other beings and self as separate. Allowing the notion of self and other completely dissolve into oneness, state of effortless, radiant openness. Allowing thoughts and feelings and sensations to just settle into their own place, like snowflakes falling on a warm rock. Letting things be exactly as they are, without trying to block or fix or fabricate anything at all. Resting here in the vast, open, infinite awareness. Thoughts and feelings are arising. Just allow them to dissolve like clouds, coalescing and dissolving in a vast open sky. Thank you, everyone. We'll now take a 15-minute break and be back at the top of the hour, where Rick will lead us in our final session.